Salve omnes, welcome to this video lesson on chapter 12, capitulum duodecimum, and we're in section 3 at line 106 today. So I believe the dad, Julius, is talking to Marcus and Julia, his children, about Roman camps, castra. A castra is a camp. It is a neuter plural word, but we translate it camp singular usually, unless you have something like duo castra or something like that with it. Anyhow, all right, so he's talking about camps. In line 106, in bello portae castrorum clauduntur. In war, or at war, in times of war we might understand. So in war, the gates, portae, of the camp, castrorum, are closed. Cum exercitus Germanorum castra oppugnat, when the army of the Germans attacks the camp, Romani castra defendunt, the Romans defend the camp. Valum ascendunt, they climb the rampart, the wall. Acpila in Germanos jaciunt, and they throw spears or javelins against or into the Germans. You might just say at the Germans is a good way to do in here in English. Ili autem, they however, or those however, nec pila in castra jacere possunt, are neither able to throw javelins into the camp, quod fossa nimis lata et vallum nimis altumus, because the ditch is too wide and the wall is too high, nec vallum ascendere, nor are they able to ascend or climb up the wall, quod Romani pilis et gladiis vallum defendunt, because the Romans are defending the wall with their javelins and with their swords. Now, of course, the ones that aren't able to do these things, we're talking about the Germans here, right? You got this wide ditch, and then you've got a mound on the inside of that where they've thrown up the dirt from the ditch, the fossa. By the way, that mound is called the Agger, A-G-G-E-R. And then on top of the Agger is the Wallum, the fence, or palisade, rampart, various things that we use to describe that. Basically, it's a big, heavy-duty wooden fence. And so it's hard to throw javelins over the width of the ditch and then up over the top of that wall with any kind of accuracy, or even at all, depending on how heavy they are. Okay, on we go, line 112. Hostes castra nostra expugnare non possunt. The enemy are not able to conquer our camp. Ecce porta aperiuntur. Look, the gates are opening, are being opened. It's a passive verb, right? Atque equitatus noster in hostes impetum facet. And our cavalry is making an attack against the enemy. So it's almost here like the dad is describing something happening, if it were modern times, like maybe on a video, on a tablet or something like that, right? I don't know if we're just supposed to suspend our disbelief here, or if we're to imagine maybe he's showing them a picture of this or something. Obviously, they're not in Germany watching this happen. Barbari perterriti, the frightened barbarians, qui impetum equitatus sustenere non possunt, who are not able to sustain or withstand the attack of the cavalry. So impetus in Latin, is where we get impetus from in English, and impetuous in English. If you're impetuous, you're impulsive, you tend to just do things suddenly. Impetus is kind of a force, impulse, right? But impetus in Latin here as frequently means attack or assault. Okay, so the frightened barbarians who are not able to sustain or endure the attack or assault of the cavalry, meaning the Roman cavalry, arma ad terram jacunt, throw their arms, their weapons to the ground. So this would be like shields, spears, swords, to throw them to the ground. Atque in magna silvas fugiunt, and they flee into the big forests. Okay. Miles Romanus, the Roman soldier, qui hostim armatum accurrere videt, who sees the armed enemy running towards him, non abeo fugit, does not run away from him, sed armis se defendit, but defends himself with arms, with weapons. Milites Romani forte sunt, Roman soldiers are brave. Miles fortis, a brave soldier, hostim non metuit, does not fear the enemy, sed sine metu, but without fear, impetum in hostim facit, makes an attack against the enemy. Aemilius avunculus Wester, Aemilius y'all's uncle. So notice the Wester here means your, plural, or in other words, y'all's. It's referring to, he's the uncle of both Marcus and Julia, who the dad's talking to, right? Or to whom the dad is speaking. To use correct grammar. Miles fortis est. He is a brave soldier. Alright? Circum imperium Romanum. Around the Roman Empire, multi sunt hostes. There are many enemies. Castra et opera nostra ab hostibus oppugnantur. Our camps and our towns are attacked by the enemies. Neque expugnantur, nor are they conquered, and they are not conquered. Nam milites nostri provincias ac patriam nostram a Germanis et ab aliis hostibus defendunt. For our soldiers defend the provinces, provincias, and our country, patriam nostram, from the Germans and from other enemies. All right, Marcus breaks in and says, Etiam Germani suam patriam defendunt. Also, the Germans are defending their country, or the Germans too are defending their country. And Julius says, sed patria nostra pulchrior est quam illorum. But our country is more beautiful than theirs. Atque Germani homines barbari sunt. And the Germans are barbaric people, right? So basically, the father is being a Roman snob here, right? A nationalist here. The Germans are much lesser people than us. Their country is a much lesser country than ours. Marcus says, Nonne forte sunt Germani? Aren't the Germans brave? Right? And Julius says, Forte sunt ille. They are brave. Those guys are brave. Said Romani, fortiore sunt. But Romans are braver. Nec arma Germanorum tam bona sunt quam nostra. Nor are the arms, or arms and armor, weapons and armor of the Germans so good as ours, meaning their weapons, their armor aren't as good as ours, right? Scutum eorum nimis parvum est. Their shield is too small. Pilum nimis longum et grave. Their javelin too long and heavy. Nec enim pilum tam grave procul iaci potes. Nor indeed can a javelin so heavy be thrown. Notice yaki is a passive infinitive. It ends with a long I. Nor can it be thrown far. Procul. Itaque. And so, pilum nostrum breve et leve est. Our javelin is small, or sorry, not small. It is short, breve, and it is light, leve. Brevius et levius, shorter and lighter. Those are comparatives, new in this chapter. Well, not new, but new-ish. I think it was new last chapter, right? So, shorter and lighter. Quam pilum Germanorum, than the javelin of the Germans. Milites Romani, the Roman soldiers, bine pugnant, fight well, quod pila eorum brevia et levia sunt, because their javelins are short and are light. Non longa et gravia ut Germanorum, not long and heavy as the Germans. Patria nostra bonis armis defenditur. Our country is defended, notice the passive verb, defenditur, with good arms or with good weapons, bonis armis. Nullus hostis Romam expugnare potest. No enemy is able to conquer Rome. Marcus says, Cur Romani Germaniam non expugnant. Why do the Romans not conquer Germany then? Okay, I just added the then in there, right? But basically he's like, well, if we're so good, why haven't we conquered Germany? Julius says, Germania non solum armis defenditur. Germany is not only defended with weapons or by weapons, sed etiam altis montibus, magni silvis atque latis et altis fluminibus, but also by high mountains, by big forests, and by wide and deep rivers. And this is indeed true. The Danube and the Rhine rivers are the major borders or boundaries, trying to combine the two words, major boundaries between the Roman Empire and Germany. There's the giant forest. Basically, almost all of Germany at this point was a huge forest full of lots of wild animals. And then there are also mountain ranges like the Ural Mountains that are part of that borderland. All right. Well, that concludes this chapter, chapter 12. I hope you learned a few things about the Romans. You got some more used to these comparative adjectives like the lighter and shorter. So those are always going to be third declension endings on those. All right, and usually to recognize the comparatives, you'll have an IUS if it's a neuter nominative singular form, and you'll have an IOR possibly with a third declension ending in any other form. All right. Valete omnes.